This is a Bailey Unicorn Barcelona. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. Coming down the side of the caravan, we've got a storage locker on the front right hand side of the van. It's for any storage area that you might have without having the front gas locker. So you've got one of these on either side of the front of the van. Then got a wind down leg at the bottom to stabilise the caravan on the side. You'd only use these legs to touch the ground. You wouldn't use it to lift the caravan with. If you did, it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. You've then got your water pump connection coming down the side of the van. Very simple to use. You pull the pump out or push it into the side of the van. You use the cap to lock the pump in place, and then you've got your pickup pipe that drops inside the aqua roll, and it needs to be fully submerged in water prior to trying to fill the water system up. You've then got your heating and hot water flue. The heating and hot water flue is very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe. It doesn't do anything else apart from that, and it's very similar to the flue on the side of your house. In the side of the van, you've got your gas locker with your gas regulator on the side of the van here. You've got your gas open and close valve on top, so open is gas on and closed is gas off. The fitment that goes into the front of the gas bottle is a reverse thread fitment, so it needs to be turned the opposite way to a standard thread to release the fitment from the bottle. You've then got your motor mover and wheel nuts. The motor mover will demonstrate what you hear on site. We'll also torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting. Down the side of the van, you've got two grey waste pipes coming out the side here, and this is where your waste water comes out. So the fresh water goes in the front there, and then it comes back out down the side here. You have two bits of grey pipe that go into these larger diameter holes, and they'll drop down inside the waste master. Back of the van, you've got your toilet flush tank, so you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. And then in the bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette, which you'll release by pulling up the orange handle, pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees to tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid, and on the back of the cassette you've got a orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the back of the van, on either side, you've got two wind down legs to stabilise the van while it's on site. You'd never lift the caravan with these legs again because it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. Coming down the side of the caravan, we've got the storage locker underneath the bed at the rear of the van, your battery locker with your 110 amp leisure battery in there, and your mains power lead coming out the side of the van. You've then got two fridge vents. Two fridge vents are very simply there to allow the fridge system to breathe. Behind one of those you'll also find a gas flue for when you're running the fridge on gas. You've then got a 3-pin socket so you can have power coming out to your awning, and you can plug your socket in there. Then you have an outdoor fridge, for instance, or anything powered in your awning. You've then got your barbecue gas point and the storage locker for on the left-hand side of the caravan. As you can see, we're now on the inside of the caravan. The guys are still cleaning the van at the moment, so you just have to bear with us as we move around the items in the van. Inside the door, on the left-hand side, you have your master control panel for the caravan. To get the power to come on, you've got a power button here. Hit the power button and it'll come up master on, and that is all your power inside the caravan turned on. You've then got your roof lights for the caravan on this button here, so as you see, on and off. Awning light, on and off, so that turns the light on the outside of the caravan. Then you've got your water pump run just here, which I'll come back to in a moment. Top left hand side of the screen is indicating that we have mains power coming into the caravan. You've then got your battery voltage as you press the arrows left or right, internal temperature. You've got some advanced settings here. For these we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan, and you can set the clock by going through the advanced settings also. Below that you've got your heating and hot water control panel, which I'll come back to in a moment. First thing you're going to need to do when you come into the caravan, once you've got that power turned on, or even before you got the power turned on, you can just check that the master switches are all in the correct position. And this is your 240 master trip switches, which are in the cupboard down here. You've got a test switch on the top right hand side here. Hit the button, and if the test switch drops down, as you've just seen it do here, it means you have mains power coming into the caravan. If that switch doesn't drop down and it stays in the upright position, it means there is no mains power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. Below that you have your 12 volt fuses for the 12 volt systems on board the caravan, as you can see here. Each of these is marked, and at the top it will tell you what each of the fuses should be. Once you've got the systems turned on in the cupboard there, and you've got your master control panel turned on, you can come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, and underneath here you will find a yellow drain down valve. That yellow valve needs to be flat with the floor so you can fill the water system up, and upright to drain the water system down. So like I said, flat with the floor to fill the system up, flat with the floor to drain it, pointing upwards towards the bottom of the seat to drain the water system down, and flat with the floor to fill the system up. Once that valve is flat with the floor, you can open every tap up on board the caravan onto the hot side of the water system. So as you can see, hot side of the water system there. And you need the taps in the open position completely on the hot side to be able to do this, but that's all the taps on board the van. But as you can see, I've already done it. And then we're going to turn the water pump on with your aqua roll connected on the outside. This then will allow the water system to fill up. Now each time you use the caravan, when you're done with it, you need to drain the water system down completely so there is no water left in the system. If you leave water left in the system, it could potentially freeze up and crack the pipework and all of the taps on board the caravan. So once you have water running continuously out of every tap on board the caravan, you can shut all of the taps back off, and at that point you can start thinking about using the heating system and the hot water system. So on this control panel that is just below the main control panel, if you press the central button here, store reset, it will lay you into the options here. Top left hand side, it's saying the heating and hot water is currently on. We can turn it off with the button here, or on when these icons are flashing. If we come across to the right, so we've got the thermometer flashing, we can control the room temperature for the caravan. So you've got plus or minus to set your room temperature. It does go up to 30 degrees, and it really does get up to that sort of temperature as well inside the van when you have this heating on full. If we come across to the right again, you've got your water heating. So as you can see, the water heating is currently off. Press on, the water heating will kick in and it will start warming up the water system on board the van. The next symbol you see is the option to run gas on board the caravan. Now at the moment the gas is turned off in the side locker, but if we hit the on button with it turned on, it will self-ignite on gas, and if it fails to ignite, it will come up with gas fail on the screen here. If we come across to the next icon, it is to control the amount of power we have coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So you've got an option of 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts. Here on site we can run a maximum of 1 kilowatts into the heating and hot water system just due to the power we have available. However, on some sites they will allow you to run 3 kilowatts, and essentially all that will do is make the heating system run more efficiently than what it would on the 1 kilowatt. In the top right hand corner here you have a symbol that indicates that you've got mains power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. Down the bottom there is some more advanced settings that you can access. Again, for these we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan. If you are not completely comfortable with using them, then we do not advise you use the advanced settings, as if you press the wrong button it can turn the heating and hot water off in different ways, but again it does explain fully in the manual how to reset it. So that is your heating and hot water systems. Next up we're going to go to the fridge. Oh, one other thing I should say about the heating and hot water system is if you're on mains power and this switch down on the side here is not turned on with the red light on at the bottom, you will have no heating or hot water operating inside the caravan, even if you turn it on the control panel just here. So make sure that is on at all times. The fridge is very, very simple to use. Open the doors up and you'll see a control panel behind it. Power button on the left hand side here, power off and power on. As you can see at the moment we're operating the fridge on mains, and we can control the temperature of the fridge with this button on the right hand side. If you want to control the freezer temperature, you can hit the button here and it will allow you then to control the freezer temperature. And then to go back to your fridge, you'll press the button again and it will take the blue light off from behind here, but the freezer will still be operational as you'd expect it to be. You've then got your gas option, so the fridge will self-ignite on gas like most systems do on board the caravan. If it fails to ignite on gas, it'll actually flash the red light here on this side to indicate it has failed to ignite on gas, and it'll also flash the blue flame symbol just here. Essentially the blue flame symbol here is your pilot light to indicate it has ignited on gas. You've then got 12 volt mode. Now a lot of people think the 12 volt mode is for operating from the 12 volt battery on board the caravan. It is not. is the 12 volt supply from the car you're towing with, as it will turn the fridge into a cool box while you are travelling. It will not completely chill the fridge, and it will not freeze up the freezer compartment on top, and it will only work if you have the correct power source on your car to operate it. Next to the door, as you come into the van, you don't need to have that control panel on to operate the fridge as a cool box. You just need to have the fridge turned on, and it should go solid blue when it is working on the 12 volt power source. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances. The only difference being, if you haven't got 240 volt, your electric ring at the back here will not work, the same as the microwave on the opposite side of the caravan. Coming to the back of the caravan now, and the last thing we'll go through is the toilet system. The toilet system has an electric flush on top, as you can see here. Toilet has a red indicator light to let you know when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, as you can see here. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the van, the toilet needs to be in the straight on position. Below the toilet you have your grey waste handle, which allows you to get the waste into the cassette under the van. It needs to be in the open position when you're using the loo, and in the closed position when you're not using the loo. If you try to remove the toilet waste cassette with this open, it will actually damage the toilet waste cassette, so you always need to make sure it's back in the central position before you try and do that. So this is the Bailey Unicorn Barcelona. If you have any further questions on the van, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye bye.